Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Candace. Welcome back.
Thought we'd shoot a little bonus video today. We had some good questions from some of our recent videos, so we thought we'd pop on here and answer them. And the one in the title is going first, so not clickbait.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get right into it.
Let's go.
The first one is from DL Bartlet 9078. Do you guys believe in throttling by eBay? So do you want to explain what that is for the people who don't know what they're asking?
Yeah, so I think what most people look at whenever they're talking about throttling by eBay is, do you think that eBay only lets you have a certain amount of sales per day, and then they basically shut you down? They throttle your sales. That's what they're saying. Okay. And I think there is some truth to that, because I do think that eBay throttles views to some listings. Like once they determine, maybe
they don't cut it off, but they're not pushing it as much.
Yeah, because I think once they determine that a certain item, if they see a certain item has gotten tons and tons of views and maybe even page views but no sales, at some point I think they're going to throttle views to that item. Like they're not going to present it, they're not going to give as many impressions to that item at some point, because they don't think it's a good item to waste. You know, like if you think of an eBay shopper going on eBay, there's only so many items they're going to look at in a session, right? So eBay doesn't want to put items that are unlikely to sell in front of customers at some point.
Right.
They want to put the items they think either don't have a track record yet, maybe a newly listed thing, or an item they think that will be a seller. So like a lot of, and I have some anecdotal evidence for that. I've noticed that like a multi-quantity listing can be dead for a long time, and then all of a sudden one will sell, and then after that one sells, it seems like maybe a couple days later another one will sell.
It's true. Like we'll have something sitting for 6 months and one will sell and another one will sell right after it.
Right. And I think that's because eBay now has reclassified that item from being a loser to a winner with actual sales record.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But as far as like, does eBay like limit you to say, pick a number? Once I get to $300, and I'll put quotes on this, once I get to $300 in sales per day, I can't sell anything else. eBay throttles me.
Yeah.
And I think that it can feel like that because a lot of times, unless you have like some big changes to the inventory you're putting in your store, I think that's just the nature of stats and numbers and probability that you're going to be somewhere. If you have a fairly large store, your sales are going to be somewhat in the ballpark or in the same range of dollar amount per day. And it is kind of like that for us generally.
Yeah, for us, especially with the number of items.
Right.
Maybe not dollar amount, but definitely number of items.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. However, what makes me say that I don't think eBay throttles you is that, number one, it would be in eBay's best interest to just sell as many items as possible.
Yeah, the more someone sells, the more money eBay makes.
Right.
Yeah.
Number two, we also have evidence, and when I was thinking about the answer to this question, so like I actually got a comment on this. We bought like a whole case of these things sealed.
Yeah.
Okay, and we paid like $900 for the case. Our typical sales day at that point might have been $400 or $500 a day, something like that. I don't know. But when we listed those, we sold through all of them within about 2 days span.
Yeah.
For about what? It was like a couple of grand.
Yeah.
Way above what we normally sell.
Right.
So the throttling didn't happen with that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the throttling that happens is is ourselves. Like, it's based on how good is your inventory. If you have great inventory, if we had say like if we had a great price on 1,000 of these phones, say, right, and people wanted this phone and we had a good price on them, we'd sell them like almost immediately and we wouldn't get throttled. Mm-hmm. Now we might trigger something at eBay saying, watch out, this could be a scam because they're selling
they have so many. Yeah.
Supposedly. Maybe it's a scam and they don't really have them or something like that, depending on your track record with eBay, how long you've been on, what you normally sell. But no, I do not think eBay, I just don't see the motivation for eBay to limit the amount of sales you have in a given day.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only in their best interest for sellers to sell, for them to make money, but to also keep their audience at eBay and not go shopping somewhere else.
Right. So it wouldn't make sense, would it?
No.
Not to me. No. Anyways. And it also bears out sometimes, like when we have an influx of really good inventory over what we normally have, we see much, much higher sales. Mm-hmm. Like we could even experience, like, $400 a day, $500 a day, $500 a day, $400 a day, $200 a day, and then all of a sudden on a random day we'll sell like $1,500, $2,000.
Yep.
Like I think, especially when sales are low or slow, you tend to look for patterns that would support there being some force that's working against you. And I don't think that's a good use of effort, time, thought, anything else.
Right.
The better the items, like if the items are good enough, I don't think there is a cap on how much you can sell.
Yep.
There's just a cap on how much we can source of that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay, next question. Had my eBay biz for 3 months now, thanks to you. Could you tell me when you will have more box knives or scoring tool? I keep checking. We have not had those. We haven't ordered those in a few years. Due to after the pandemic, the prices just shot through the roof. And you can buy them so inexpensive, say like here on Amazon, link down below, for $12.99 free ship, and we just can't compete with that. It's not worth our time and effort to try to compete with that.
Yeah, we basically made that. I do know for a fact we made that item very popular.
Yeah, we really helped boost that market. Before Lonnie showed his video and we were selling them, there was not many out there being sold or being used. So yeah, and we kind of like stuck a knife in our own back, I guess.
Well, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, once the market sees something's popular, other people can get them.
Yeah.
We don't have a source, whatever, and we have enough going on anyway.
And trust me, I have looked and looked and looked to try to get them cheap enough to make it worth our time, and it's not going to happen. So
yeah, link down below, that will help us.
It's not our link, it's an affiliate link. It's an Amazon affiliate link of ours.
Yep.
Next question, Maggie9339. If the $2,000 buy items were all laid out at a yard sale, would you have bought out the whole yard sale?
Give us some context.
So we just did a buy where we bought someone's entire eBay inventory for $2,000. Everything, good, bad, everything. We did not go through and look at everything. We just said, yes, we'll buy it all because the price was so good. It was over 1,700 items we paid $2,000 for, so a little over $1 an item. So that made it kind of a no-brainer for us. Now what they're asking is if we walked up to a garage sale that had all of that stuff laid out, and would we buy it all for $2,000? Like if we saw it all.
Okay.
Lonnie, what do you think?
I want to hear your answer first.
Well, I don't know because I know. I'm the type of person that's like, well, that would never happen, so I can't even imagine it,
So you won't answer?
No.
Okay, I'll answer then.
Okay.
I'll give the answer that Candace wants to give but won't. No, we would not. We would not. We would not buy all that stuff for $2,000 if it was just sitting in a garage sale. Now, the difference between those two scenarios is in the scenario that actually happened in real life.
Yep.
we could see the items on eBay, and we could order them from high to low, and we had some idea of what we were getting. And
Yes.
we had some idea of how many items were like $50 plus, how many items we're probably going to be donating. So we had more information
Yeah.
in our scenario. In the
Whereas at a
scenario,
garage sale, you're going to have to maybe comp some of that stuff.
Right.
The prices aren't there for you.
right. And
Yeah.
you can't, not that we trusted those prices, because I found that when we were perusing her store before we bought the stuff, I thought she was priced pretty high on a lot of the stuff, and that's why it hadn't sold.
Yeah.
And but no, to answer the question, no, we would not do that. And I think the reason that question was brought up is because we've showed a pretty good bit of that stuff now, and we have showed us donating a ton of it because it wasn't worth selling. However, we've been selling a lot of it too.
So I'm still running this scenario through my head, like we walk up to this garage sale. I think a better scenario, just for my peace of mind, is a storage unit auction. If we would have seen all that stuff in a storage unit, would we have bid up to $2,000?
Maybe
Maybe.
not. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, because
It's
it's a lot of stuff.
We bought it really cheap. We did have some information though. It's not like when we're going through it, we don't know exactly what each and every item is going to be, but it wasn't like just a total shot in the dark.
We knew approximately like what the value of everything was and which percentage of that valued stuff we were going to be listing. Next question is from Hardwood S, and I can't see the rest of the name, so sorry about that. Those Zippos may be $15 only, but they are fast moving. Don't stay on the shelves for too long type of items. If you can get them at a really low price, I would not mind selling those all the time. It's true. That's about what you listed them for, and they all pretty much sold right away.
Except for there was like one or two that were priced a little higher. We got them in a buy. That's what they're talking about, like this kind of thing. This one was actually priced at $28.
Yeah.
And we still have it. But yeah.
Sold all the other ones.
I think we have one more that we sold today that hasn't shipped yet.
Yeah, so within 3 days they all sold.
Right.
Yeah.
And I priced them very competitively, and we got them at a great price, part of a big buy. And I put that question, or it wasn't even a question, it was more of a statement.
Yeah.
Because I agree 100%. I would rather sell 7 of those lighters than I would one $100 item.
Yeah.
And the reason being, because you have very limited liability. If something goes wrong with a lighter sale, it's a $15 thing.
And the shipping is so easy.
The shipping is easy. The listing is easy.
People know what they're getting.
Right.
And what we found, the subject matter really doesn't matter because they were all different kind of subjects. You know?
Some of them were kind of, yes, they weren't like Zippos sell. So yeah,
they weren't like all like Harley Davidson or NASCAR, something like that.
I completely agree. I love selling stuff for big money, and we show a lot of big money sales, what I consider big money sales. But I also appreciate those kind of things too, that are like, boom, packed, done, out, never hear from it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
small item for storing and shipping and everything. Yeah.
And there's so many times where people will make, a statement in the reseller world about like, got to get that ASP up, got to get that ASP up. Well, there's Wrigley Field, right? Built on, little packages of bubble gum for 5 cents, 25 cents, right? Like, so
it adds up.
It does. It's there's never like one answer to that kind of thing. Not everything has to be a $200 sale.
Right.
If you could get like
a warehouse full of those.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome.
Yep. Next question is Mr. Dan the Man 611. Media mail, much cheaper than Ground Advantage.
Okay, and I put this one up here not to make fun of Dan because he is the man.
Yeah.
The point of this is not to burn Dan. Okay, the point of this is, I'm glad he said that because that statement would have been true at some point. However, today is not that time where that statement is true. And with Ground Advantage, a lot of us need to be more open-minded and think, okay, maybe things have changed. because I'm going to show you an example. This is actually one I shipped today. This is not theoretical. This is something that actually happened. So these are the dimensions: 12, 10, 8, 20 pounds. All right. That's a book lot. I sent $150 worth of books, and they went to, hang on, I'm trying not to show customer data, and I'm also trying not to,
California.
Okay. Shipping to California, 93245 zip code. All right. And so on Pirate Ship, I'm going to put qualifies for media mail. That's checked because they do. Those books qualify for media mail. Let me get rates. Turning away just because I don't want to show customer data. Okay, so when the shipping comes up, choose a service, Ground Advantage Cubic. Notice that contrary to what Dan the Man said, this is cheapest. And the reason is $12.57 to ship 20 pounds of books to California. The reason being is that now you have Ground Advantage Cubic, and it was less than half a cubic foot. And I mean, that's hard to beat. Let me show you what.
And don't forget the bonus.
Oh yeah, you get the insurance too.
Yep.
Media mail in this case is right here. It would have been $18.32. UPS Ground Saver would have been $27.79. UPS Ground would have been almost $30. So open your minds up a little bit on some of this stuff, and you might be able to save a little money sometimes. It's also occasionally, even when something's not cubic rate, it's still cheaper sometimes than media mail.
If it's going close.
Because media mail has, over the past few years, it's gone up at a higher rate than other services. And now we have Ground Advantage that's been going down.
Right.
As opposed to other services. Yeah. And, yeah. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. We see, like, it really helped me, I think, secure that sale and made me more competitive.
Yeah, it's not always one or the other. It's sometimes one, sometimes the other.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, next question is AG-VI7XX. How many hours of work per week do you think you put into reselling? I'm trying to find a better way so I don't feel like I'm always working. Well, and I mean, I've heard this is true for anything. Anytime you're self-employed, you're pretty much always working, right? I mean, have you always heard that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, we're liable to get a message or an offer or something any time of day.
Right.
And even no matter what we're doing, we're going to probably stop what we're doing and say, hey, dude, what do you think about this? And,
yeah, and we just talked about this earlier in a video that hasn't gone up yet. Lonnie's, especially Lonnie, because he puts in a lot more hours than I do because he does all the video editing. So he's trying to at least take that out of the shed because it doesn't feel so much like working when he's not sitting in here.
Right.
But yeah, we do most weeks we're usually doing something related to reselling 7 days a week. Even if that's on Saturday, going out to sales for 3 hours or whatever. Or
we might film a video.
Yeah. Or
sometimes, so like a standard, but like as far as Monday through Friday goes,
yeah,
I was thinking, I would say that's a 40-hour work week for us.
Yeah, 40 hours, and then probably add in another 8 on the weekends sometimes. Yeah. Anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, I would say.
Yeah, like right now during the winter time, average weekend that we'll work is maybe out here is maybe like 4 hours on the weekend.
Yeah.
But come springtime, we can be out at like
6 a.m. till after like 1 o'clock.
Right, on Saturday, and then Sunday come right back and go out for another 3 hours for estate sales.
Yeah.
So now, like, best case, 40 hours in a week. Worst case,
like 50.
We could be around 50 to 55 hours in a week.
Yeah. And I imagine there is 2 of us, so that makes it better. So I can imagine if it's just like when Lonnie came in here,
it was my life.
He didn't do anything but work. And I'm serious about that. He would be in here every night till like midnight, you know. So I get it, you know. So it's kind of hard for us to relate now because there is 2 of us. However, we do have the factor of YouTube thrown into it.
And we're not, I feel like we're not currently in grind and work hard mode or anything like that.
Yeah.
We're kind of happy with our results we're getting for the time being, and yeah, but
yeah, I mean, I have a feeling if we like really push harder, which we could work harder every day, we would see a lot more money coming in, or not a lot more, but more money coming in. But we're to the point in our lives where we don't need it, and it's not worth the stress.
No, we don't want to feel like we're always working, but it is a danger when you work for yourself.
Yes.
The lines become very blurry, especially if you enjoy what you're doing. That's the key.
Yeah.
And it can become, I feel like it's more of a lifestyle than an occupation.
Yeah, it consumes your life. Okay, next question. William Peterson, 4416. Question for Lonnie.
Okay.
Do you always counter offers unless you're satisfied with it, even if the starting offer is a low ball poop offer?
Okay.
Is that a poop emoji or ice cream?
It's, well, why don't you check? So yeah, when we get super duper low ball offers, it normally does not result in a deal. I've actually become very dispassionate about offers because by necessity.
Yeah.
I used to get a little emotional about them. Oh my God, the nerve of that guy, or whatever. It's like, we don't know these people. They don't know us for the most part. And it's like, what I will normally do with a lowball offer, I'll counter with what I would want to get for the item. And then if they do it again, I'll decline. Like if they do like a ridiculously low offer again, I'll decline and I'll put, thanks for the offers. I think we're just too far apart. Have a great night, Lonnie. And leave it at that.
There have been times when we have just straight up declined a ridiculous offer, like $200 off item, and they offer $20. There's not even room for negotiation there.
I do like to answer the offers though all the time.
Put
because
some kind of note in there.
Because I feel like eBay, and this is just a guess, I feel like eBay likes it when you respond to questions and you respond to offers in a timely fashion. And I also think it's fair. I think it's just good practice.
Yeah.
To go ahead and respond to it.
Yeah.
I have also seen where, also sometimes, like if they come back again and do it again, maybe I wait 8 hours or so. And then I decline. So then it's like, maybe they're not drinking anymore at that point or something. You know what I mean? Maybe they sobered up by then.
Drunk shopping.
You know what I mean?
If you're drunk, you're not going to send an offer. You're just going to buy it, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe so. All right. But yeah, I try and remain as dispassionate as possible on that stuff though. Next
question, or not really a question, just a statement. I'm going to miss the challenge of the states.
So,
we are too. We had fun with it.
Yeah, we did. And we learned a lot too, even though I probably forgot a lot of what I learned. So yeah, we did sell to all 50 states, 50 pens for 50 states. We got a good suggestion from a few of y'all actually, that we should do it again. And this time we should only mark a state when we're shipping to that state's capital city.
Yeah.
And that will take a lot longer. Mm-hmm. Like, how long do you think that'll take?
Probably 6 months.
At least.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
If we do it, do you want to make the challenge really hard where you have to put it where that capital is on the
No. No. But as of this filming, it's January 30th. So we're going to start doing that on February 1st because we had a lot of fun with that too.
Yeah.
It's fun to kind of gamify things where in a few spots where you can. It kind of keeps things light and fun and keeps you motivated a little bit.
So, yeah. So anything that we are shipping starting February 1st.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to be it for this little Q&A session. Thanks a bunch for watching. And we will return to your normal vlog content starting again tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all.
Bye.